bolstered by intense security fears and the links being made between the suspects of the violence and the ongoing immigration crisis. Well, having topped the vote in 6 of the country's 13 regions, the ultra-nationalist party is hoping to convert those record gains into a win that would offer leader Marine Le Pen a springboard for her presidential bid in 2017. However, the party faces an uphill battle after the ruling Socialist Party withdrew its candidates from 2 regions and urged their supporters there to back Nicolas Sarkozy's Conservative party, Les Républicains. Well, to give us a perspective on what's at stake here, let's cross to our guest, journalist and author of Jihad Academy, Nicolas Hénin, who was held captive for 10 months by the Islamic State group in Syria. Hello, thank you very much for being with us on France 24. What do you make of how the terror threat posed by the Islamic State group has played into the political debate here in France?
Well, of course, it's impossible to know to which extent this phenomenon, just like the refugee crisis last summer, did affect the French voters, and which part of the vote for the far-right party, Front National, is actually due to these 2 crises. But it's probably not by chance that this vote for this populist party has been so high. Just a few weeks after the Paris attack, as well as a few months after this influx of refugees.
And is the link being made between those 2 issues a problem?
Well, actually, this is a link that even the jihadis are playing, because this refugee crisis has been a terrible blow for the narrative of the Islamic State, because the jihadis of Daesh are playing are recruiting on the fact that they consider that Western society is not suitable for a Muslim to live in, and this is, by the way, where they join the National Front and the same speech. And what did we see last summer? We have seen hundreds of thousands of Muslim refugees leaving this kind of holy land, this country that they pretend are building, this caliphate, and fleeing to lands of unbelievers, European countries. And moreover, they have seen that these Muslim refugees were to a big extent welcomed with open arms by the people in this in the European country, while the Islamic State propaganda is playing a lot on the Islamophobia in the West, and on the fact that Muslims in the West are being stigmatized and marginalized, and that there is racism and hatred.
So do you think that the Islamic State group is following the political effects of its actions in France?
Oh, very much, yes, very much. I could witness it already while I was their 4th guest in Syria, and I can still follow their speech on the social media, and these people follow the news obsessively, and they try to interpret every detail in the news as the confirmation that their belief that their fight is true, and that they're on the right path, and that they're winning.
So the underlying anti-Muslim sentiment we're seeing in these elections perhaps plays in the hands of jihadist recruiters?
Yes, very much. And by the way, we can see already the consequences. The flow of fighters joining the Islamic State in Syria and Iraq has not been reduced in the last months. It's even increasing, and it increased even more after last month's attacks in Paris.
So how do you think authorities and voters can counter that trend?
Well, we have to play inclusiveness, because definitely these terrorists want to split our nation. They believe in a prophecy and that is apocalyptical. So they believe that what they are looking for is an escalation towards a global confrontation, and this is not something we should offer to them.
Nicolas Hénin, thank you very much for having spoken to us on France 24. Thank you.